Chapter 7 Risk Management Protecting Your Capital Like a Pro. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our final chapter in the 4 dimensional method journey. I am genuinely excited to be here with you today, but I also need to share something that might make you a bit uncomfortable at first. Imagine two traders sitting next to each other. Both have the exact same strategy, both can read the charts perfectly, and both enter the exact same trades at the exact same time. After 1 year, the first trader has tripled their account, while the second trader has blown up 3 different accounts. What's the difference? It's not their analysis skills, it's not their entry timing, and it's not their market knowledge. The difference is how they manage risk when things go wrong. And in trading, things will go wrong. Today we are diving into risk management, and by the end of this lesson, you'll understand why this isn't just another boring topic about position sizing. This is literally the difference between having a trading career that lasts decades versus being another statistic of loan account. Nate Fountain, the fortress around your cap. Let me tell you a story about two medieval kingdoms. Both kingdoms were equally wealthy, had equally skilled armies, and equally smart kings. But when invaders came, one kingdom survived and thrived, while the other was completely destroyed. What was the difference? The surviving kingdom had built massive walls around their treasury, posted guards at every entrance, and created multiple layers of defense when attacks came, and they always come. The kingdom's wealth was protected even if they had lost some battles. The destroyed kingdom, they spent all their resources on weapons and soldiers, but never bothered to protect their treasury. When the first major attack came, they lost everything in one devastating defeat. Your trading account is the treasury, and risk management is the fortress you build around it. No matter how good you are at picking trades, the market will attack your account. The question isn't if, it's when, and whether you survive or not. It all depends on risk management. The tail of 2%. Let me paint you two very different pictures of how traders approach risk, and I want to see yourself in one of these stories. Story 1. The Gambler's Tragedy meets Sarah. Story 1. The Gambler's Tragedy. Meet Sarah. She starts with $10,000. She's excited about a short thick trade. She risks 20% of her account because she's absolutely certain this trade will work. It doesn't. Now she has $8,000. Feeling frustrated, she finds another can tool setup and risks 2,000 again. Now 25% of her account remain. Another loss down to 6,000. Desperate to recover, she goes all in with 3,000 on the next trade, 50% of what's left. The trade moves against her. Account balance 3,000. In just 3 trades, Sarah has lost 70% of her account. To get back to 10,000, she now needs a gain of 233%. Even if she suddenly becomes perfect and won every trade with one more risk reward, she needs to win 7 perfect trades in a row just to break even. Sarah's story usually ends with a blown account and a bitter conclusion that trading is rigged. Story 2. The Professional's Journey. Now meet Michael. He also starts with $10,000, but he has a different approach. He never risks more than $200, 2% of any single trade, no matter how confident he feels. His first trade loses $200. His account $9,800. His second trade loses $196, 2% of current balance. Account $9,604. His third trade loses $192. Account balance $9,412. After 3 losses, Michael has lost less than 6% of his account. To get back to break even, he just needs 2 winning trades with one risk reward. But here's where it gets interesting. Michael's fourth trade wins $188. His fifth trade wins $190. He's now at $9,790. Almost back to break even after being down 3 trades in a row. This is the power of proper risk management. It's not glamorous. It doesn't make for exciting social media posts, but it's the difference between survival and destruction. The 2% rule, your financial life jacket. Think of the 2% rule like a life jacket on a boat. You don't put it on because you plan to fall overboard, but you don't put it on because you plan to fall overboard. You put it on because if something unexpected happens, you want to survive. Here's why 2% is the sweet spot. I want you to really understand this mathematically. If you risk 2% per trade, you need 50 consecutive losses to wipe out your account. Think about that for a moment. 50 losses in a row. Even if you flipped a coin and called heads every time, the odds of getting 50 tails in a row are so astronomically small that it's essentially impossible. But let's say you hit a really bad streak, maybe 10 losses in a row with 2% risk per trade, you lose about 18% of your account. Painful, yes. Account ending, absolutely not. To recover, you just need 5 winning trades with one risk reward, or 3 winning trades with 1-2 risk reward. Now compare this with risking 10% per trade. Just 5 consecutive losses would wipe out almost half your account. You need 100% return just to get back to break even. And if you hit 7 losses in a row, game over. The position sizing recipe. Let me teach you position size. The way my grandmother taught me to cook, with a simple recipe that works every time, no matter what ingredient, market conditions you're working with. The recipe is position size equals to account size multiplied by risk percentage divided by stop loss distance multiplied by value per unit. Let me walk you through this like we're cooking together. Ingredient number 1, your account size. Let's say $10,000. Ingredient number 2, risk percentage. The risk percentage always 2%, so $200. Ingredient 3, your stop loss distance, maybe 50 pips on your US. Ingredient 4, value per unit, $10 per pip for a standard reward. Mix them together. 200 divided by 50 pips multiplied by 10 equals to 200 divided by 500 equals to 0.4 reward. Just like following a recipe, this formula gives you the exact position size that risks exactly 2% of your account, regardless of how wide or tight your stop loss needs to be. The break-even treasure map. Here's where most traders make a critical mistake that costs them profits, and I want to tell you about it through the story of two treasure hunters. The patient hunter, Tom. Tom finds a treasure map and starts digging. After finding a few gold coins near the surface, he gets excited, declares victory. He stops digging and moves to a new location. What he doesn't realize is the real treasure, a chest of jewels, was just 3 feet deeper. The patient hunter. Lisa also finds the same type of map. She also finds the surface coins, but instead of celebrating early, she keeps digging. She knows the surface coins are just a sign that she's in the right spot. She digs deeper and finds the real treasure. In trading, moving your stop loss to break even too early is like Tom stopping his dig after finding surface points. You're so afraid of losing your small profit that you prevent yourself from capturing the real treasure, the big move that your analysis predicted. All rule is simple but powerful. Only move to break even when price has clearly broken through the nearest opposing structure and successfully retested it. Let me paint this picture. You're long your USD and the price is moving up nicely. It reaches the previous swing high at 1.2050 and many traders will think, great, time to move to break even, but we wait. We need price to cleanly break above 1.2050. Preferably we test it from above to show it's now acting as support and then continue higher with conviction. Only then do we move or stop to break even. Why? Because we've confirmed that the market structure has actually shifted our favor and not just had a temporary spike. The compound interest miracle. Let me share one of the most powerful concepts in all of finance through a simple story. Two friends, Alex and Jamie, would start trading with $10,000. Alex is flashy, he swings for the fences, risks big, and occasionally hits home runs that he posts on social media. Jamie is boring, she consistently risks 2% per trade, compounds her gains. After 1 year, Alex has had some spectacular wins and devastating losses. His account fluctuates wildly between 15,000 and 5,000. He ends the year at 8,000. Jamie has slowly and steadily grown the account to 14,000 through consistent 2% risk and smart compounding. After 3 years, Alex is still on the roller coaster, has grown one account and is trading his third $10,000 account. Jamie's account has gone to $28,000. She's now making more money on a single 2% trade than Alex's entire account balance. The miracle: Jamie never risked more than 2%, never had a spectacular month, never made a social media post about her gains. She just showed up consistently, managed risk properly, and let compound go through the heavy lifting. By year 5, Jamie is trading a 6-figure account, while Alex is still studying with small balances and wondering why trading doesn't work. The 5 deadly sins of risk management. Let me warn you about 5 deadly behaviors that destroy accounts. Told through real stories I witnessed. Sin number 1, the martingale trap. David loses a $200 trade and thinks I'll just risk $400 on next trade to recover. That he loses too, so he risks $800. and then $1,600. By the fourth trade, he's risking his entire account on a single trade. I've seen brilliant traders destroy themselves this way, trying to recover losses by increasing risk instead of accepting small losses as part of the business. Sin number 2, the anti-Martinger overconfidence. Lisa wins 3 trades in a row and she thinks she's found the holy grail. I'm on a hot streak, he says. Time to increase position size and really make some money. She goes from risking 2% to risking 10% per trade. The fourth trade loses, wiping out all her previous gains and more. Hot streaks, and they always do. Sin number 3, the scaling addiction. Mike enters a trade with proper position size, but when it goes against him, he averages down by adding more positions. When it goes in his favor, he scales it to maximize profit. This sounds sophisticated, but it's actually gambling disguised as strategy. His risk is no longer controlled or predictable. Sin number 4, the news event gamble. Karen sees a perfect setup just before a major economic release. It's such a good setup, she thinks. I'll just hold through the news. The news comes out opposite to expectations. Price caps violently against her position, and her stop loss becomes meaningless. She learns the hard way that news events can invalidate any technical analysis in seconds. Sin number 5, the session jumping. Robert trades London session and loses. Instead of accepting the loss, admitting for tomorrow, he switches to New York to make it back. Then Asian session, then back to London. He's no longer trading with edge. He's desperately gambling to recover losses. The professional's daily arm. Let me share the exact daily ritual that protects professional traders, told like a knight preparing for battle. Every morning before even looking at the charts, the professional trader puts on their armor. The first piece he puts on the risk calculation armor. They calculate exactly 2% of their current account balance. If the account is $15,750 today, they know they can risk exactly $315, not a penny more, not a penny less. Second piece, the reward requirement shield. They promise themselves that no trade will be taken unless it offers at least a 1-to-1 risk reward. If they can't make at least $315, when risking $315, they don't trade. Third piece, the level protection helmet. They ensure their stop loss is placed beyond a meaningful level, never in a random space. The stop loss must make sense structurally beyond a swing high or low, beyond a key support or resistance level, not where they want it to be. Fourth piece, the time management contract. They only trade during their chosen session. No matter how tempting other setups look, they stick to their pre-trade session where they have an edge. Fifth piece, the position purity boots. One session, one risk amount, decided before entry, no scaling in, no scaling out, no changing the plan mid-trade. Sixth piece, the patience crown. They only move to break even after clear structural confirmation, not just because the trade is slightly profitable. Seventh piece, the alignment sword. They ensure all dimensions of their analysis align across time frames before risking any capital. Only when fully armored do they begin their trading day. This isn't overcomplicated, this is professional. The psychology of sleeping well. Here's something beautiful happens when you manage risk properly. To start sleeping well at night, I remember my early trading days when I'd wake up at 3 a.m. in a cold sweat, grabbing my phone to check if my over-leveraged position had blown up my account. I'd lie awake calculating worst-case scenarios, praying that the market would be kind to me. Compare that to how I sleep now, peacefully knowing that even if every single one of my open position goes through a stop loss, I lose less than 6% of my account. That's not account threatening, that's just cost of doing business. This psychological piece isn't just about comfort, it's about performance. When you're not terrified of losses, you make better decisions. When you're not desperate to recover from oversized losses, you can wait for proper setups. When you're not gambling with rent money, you think clearly about probabilities and edge. Proper risk management doesn't just protect your account, it protects your mental health and decision-making ability. The complete fortress, bringing it all together. You know what's incredible about this journey? We've taken together, you now possess something that most traders spend years searching for and never find. A complete system for approaching the markets professionally. Let me remind you of the magnificent fortress we built. The foundation, levels, you know where the psychological battles will be fought. The structure, target structure, you can read who's winning and what's likely to happen next. The timing, sessions, to understand when the market has energy to move significantly. The strategy, alignment, You only act when all dimensions agree. Starting probabilities in your favor, the execution, discipline. You have a systematic approach to turning analysis into action, the protection, risk management. You have fortress walls around your capital that can withstand any storm. This isn't just a trading system, this is a complete professional framework that will serve you for decades to come. And I do hope you trade for decades. The final challenge. Here's my final challenge to you, and I want you to really think about this. You now have something that most traders would pay thousands of dollars for, a complete professional grade trading methodology. But knowledge without application is just expensive entertainment. The market is going to test your discipline. It will tempt you to risk more on shorting trades. It will make you feel stupid for passing on setups that don't meet all criteria. It will try to convince you that risk management rules are for scared traders. That's when you remember this conversation. That's when you remember that every professional trader has faced these exact temptations and succeeded by sticking to their system with unwavering discipline. The market doesn't care about your emotions, your wills, or your dreams, or your expectations, but it does reward consistency, discipline, and proper risk management over a duration of time. The trading journal, your personal forge. Before we wrap up, let me share one final tool that will accelerate your growth faster than anything else. The execution journal. Think of this like a personal coach who watches every one of your trades and helps you move. After every trade, win or loss, and after every skipped opportunity, you record the setup story. What did you see? Which session? What levels were in play? The 4 dimensions checked. Did the levels align? How about structure? Was timing right? Did all time frames agree? The execution tail. Did you follow your checklist? Did you move to break even properly? Did you stick to your 2% risk? The emotional journey. How did you feel during the trade? Confident, anxious, greedy, fearful. The lesson learned. What would you do differently if you had to do it again? What worked well? What pattern are you seeing in your mistakes? This journal becomes your personal trading mentor, showing you patterns in your behavior that you'd never otherwise know. Within months, you'll start seeing the same mistakes repeating, and you can systematically fix them one by one. And it will take you months. Let me end with a transformation story that I hope inspires you. 2 years ago, I received an email from a student named Marcus. He had grown $5,000 account in 6 months. He was frustrated, angry at the market, ready to quit trading forever. The market is rigged here. Every time I enter a trade, it immediately goes against me. I'm convinced the brokers are hunting my stops. I convinced Marcus to try one more time, but this time with a different approach. We started with a $2,000 account, all he could afford to lose. He committed to risking exactly 2% per trade, no exception. He agreed to trade only one session, that is the London session. He promised to skip any trade that didn't mean all 4 dimensions of alignment. For the first 3 months, Marcus barely made any money. In fact, he was slightly down. He was frustrated because he was missing all the big moves by being so selective. But he stuck to the rules. Month 4, something clicked. His carefully selected trades started hitting targets more consistently. His small losses stayed small, but his wins were getting bigger because he was being more patient with profit targets. Month 6, Marcus sent me a screenshot. His $2,000 account had grown to $3,200, a 60% gain. More importantly, he had developed unshakable discipline. Month 12, another screenshot, $6,800. He had tripled his starting balance while never risking more than 2% on a single trade. Last month, Marcus sent me a photo from his vacation in Thailand, a vacation paid for entirely by his trading profits from a $2,000 starting trading. The transformation wasn't about finding a better strategy. It was about becoming a better trader through discipline, patience, and proper risk management. The final words. As we close this incredible journey together, I want you to understand something profound. You're not the same person who started chapter 1. You've been transformed from someone who hoped the markets would be kind to you into someone who approaches the markets in a systematic way. You started as someone who might have looked at charts and seen random price movements. Now you see psychological levels, market structure, timing opportunities, and dimensional alignment. You started as someone who might have risked whatever felt right on each trade. Now you have mathematical precision, in position sizing, and a focus of risk management around your capital. You started as someone who might have entered trade based on gut feeling. Now you have a systematic checklist that removes emotions from your decision making. But here's what I'm most proud of. You've learned that trading isn't about getting rich quick, it's about getting rich slowly and sustainably. You've learned that the goal isn't to win every trade, it's about manage. It's to manage losing trades. It's about manage losing trades so well that winning trades can compound your account over time. The four-dimensional method isn't just a trading system, it's a complete philosophy for approaching financial markets with the discipline and edge of a professional. Your real journey starts now. Take everything you've learned, practice it like a religion, and remember that every professional trader has walked this path, learning discipline and developing edge. The market will be there tomorrow and the day after that, and for decades to come. Your job is to build a system that lets you participate in that market profitably over the long term. Thank you for taking this incredible journey with me. You now have something truly special, a complete professional trading framework that will serve you for life. Go forward with confidence, trade with discipline, and remember, you're not gambling anymore. You're investing in your own systematic edge. The four-dimensional method is yours. Choose it wisely, apply it consistently, and build the trading career you've always dreamed of. Congratulations on completing FDM. Your professional trading journey begins now.